Sorry.
Gotta cut the off.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. I like it.
You like it?
But first, let's hear from Sandy.
These last 8 months of my life have been the happiest. About a year ago, I met Peter on social media.
I am Peter.
He is everything that I had been missing in my other relationships.
I just want to say a big shout out to our African American aunties who are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s going to Africa to marry these young men. Shout outs to the older white women going to Africa to marry these African young men.
A lot of African mothers prefer their sons to get married to older white women of 80 years, 120 years, 50 years, 60 years. But they don't want those same guys to get married to women in Nigeria of.
Y'all only ask whether you rich or you just gave your life savings away. Gonna stop having your old ass traveling around getting young boys married, or did they treat you like dogs?
I'm not doing it. You can't make me, and that's it. You can't make me.
You and I know us together.
I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are.
Why is it that young men in Africa are getting married to older women in the Western world?
I don't think I can watch this video alone. So let's watch it.
A prophet told me that I'm going to get married to a white woman.
I have the opportunity to marry an old white woman if I want, but I will not do it because you know why? It makes me look weak and average, and I wonder why our Nigerian guys will go and be doing it because of money and papers. They'll be marrying old women. It is better for a young lady to marry an old man than for a young guy to marry a white woman. It's very average and very weak. It's for weak people. It's for average people. So Nigerian guys, please stop doing it.
Hello, princess. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Love you, princess. Will you never leave my side, love?
This comment was written by a man. Okay? And a few women have come inbox to ask me, Clara, do Nigerian men, they were specific, do Nigerian men marry or date older women?
not even touch the case of older white women in their 60s and 70s going to Nigeria or all these African countries to go marry young boys. I'm not even touching it. You know it's an obvious scam, but you want the D. You want the young D. No problem. I'm not even touching it. Go for it, sister. Go for it. Until they finish all your retirement money, and I'm not even saying it. Go for it. Go. Don't worry. Go.
Hey, good morning, everybody. We are back together. We are blessed in our new apartment. Oh, with a new wedding ring. It's so beautiful from my baby. And we have an apartment and we're living together. And so, yeah, God is good and faithful. And where's my, oh, here we go. Chinami, right here, so you know that nothing affects me except God, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Have you noticed that whenever there is a story about older white women or foreign women marrying a younger black or African man, the comment section instantly turns into a battlefield? Some people even make videos out of them. People start making assumptions, they question the motives, they criticize their age gap, and they even speculate. And before long, strangers who know nothing about this couple are acting as if they are relationship experts. But why does this particular kind of relationship generate so much controversy? We have seen old or older white women traveling to Africa, getting married, dating young African men, and also we have seen where some old white women have been crying, talking about how they were scammed, how they brought these African men to these Western countries, and then these African men dumped them, cheated on them, went back to Africa and married their fellow African women. And the most sounding country, of course, is Nigeria. However, these relationships are happening in so many African countries. Some people are sharing as to why they criticize such relationships. So let's watch these videos and then we shall give our reactions or views in the comments. Subscribe if you're new here and I'll catch up with you.
A prophet told me that I'm going to get married to a white woman, and here she is. When they gave me that prophecy, they told my dad that I'm going to get married to a white woman, that he should not worry about the woman. That's how it's meant to be. I believe in God, so that's why I believe that prophecy. We got married October 16th, 2024. I never imagined I would date someone older than me. Some will say, you're married to your grandma, she's too old for you. Someone said, I'm her toy. Our wedding picture went viral. People thought I was Fireboy. They were calling me Fireboy. They said Fireboy got married to his sugar mommy. All the bloggers in this country, both outside. Even when she traveled to the States, she went to the store, people are telling her they saw her online.
But he was referred to as Fireboy, and I was referred to as unknown Caucasian woman in her 80s.
But first, let's hear from Sandy.
These last 8 months of my life have been the happiest. About a year ago, I met Peter on social media.
I am Peter.
He is everything that I had been missing in my other relationships.
When you wake up, message me. I love you so much.
I've never met anybody like him. Peter is the real deal. I have never met Peter face to face. He currently lives in Asaba, Nigeria, which is over 6,000 miles away. We usually text or we talk on the phone for 5 or 6 hours a day. Peter sent me this text, I love you, my sweetie, you're my world. This is the app, and it's the way Peter and I communicate.
My beauty queen, can't wait to be with you.
Peter and I do have a lot in common. We're both romantic. We both have a lot of passion. About 5 months ago, he asked me to marry him, and I said yes. I have an engagement ring. This is the ring that Peter gave me. I purchased the rings myself. This ring is not a real diamond.
Y'all only ask whether you rich or you just gave your life savings away. Gonna stop having your old ass traveling around getting young boys married, or did they treat you like dogs? So this Chinese lady went over to Africa and got her African man, and he dogged her ass out. She didn't do her research. And are these passport women like the passport men or what? But watch this story right here, because baby, you know I'm on top of the mess.
It's been the worst trip of my life in Nigeria. It's the worst. And I'm making this video is because it's like I'm angry because I'm trying to get home and nothing seems to work. This has been the worst.
Girl, I'm glad you made it home, but just know that chocolate dick gonna cost you. Some of these youngsters feel like, just like y'all feel about y'all coochie, somebody gonna pay you, you gonna pay him for that. You feel me? Cause baby, basically he marrying his grandma. I remember when I married my husband, Lord have mercy, because of my husband aging a different. That's a story for another time. If y'all want to hear about that, the hell I went through when they thought he was tricking it off on me. We gonna stay on her though. We gonna stay on her.
Hi everyone. Okay, listen. This is my fucking goddamn story. I don't give a fuck about anybody else's story. This is my life. Okay. You see this right here? This fucking piece of dog right here. And
I don't think I can watch this video alone. So let's watch it. The hustle is real. Even mommy on wheelchair.
Sorry.
Gotta cut the off.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. I like it.
You like it?
To meet her online boyfriend Michael, Angela traveled from the United States to Nigeria. Michael is 22 years younger than her. Angela put a lot into this trip. She hoped this journey would end with her marrying Michael. To meet her, Michael arrived at the airport early, but he was also worried that Angela might be too old and that he could end up disappointed. While waiting for Angela, Michael was extremely nervous. The moment they saw each other, they excitedly hugged.
You're not short. You're not short.
I told you.
You're not short. I was like,
Angela was very satisfied with Michael, but Michael felt that Angela was too old. With very different emotions, they headed to the hotel together. This was Michael's first time staying in a luxury hotel, and he felt incredibly excited. As soon as they entered the room, Angela started joking around and being playful. Michael felt that Angela had a lot of energy. Then Angela said she had a gift for Michael. So what will happen next?
I just want to say a big shout out to our African American aunties who are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s going to Africa to marry these young men. Shout outs to the older white women going to Africa to marry these African young men. Most African men will sit on TikTok, oh, I don't like a single mother. Don't marry women in their 30s. They are damaged goods. They have all these negative things to say about African women on the continent of Africa, but so long as you are coming from the Western world and you have a foreign passport, you will easily get an African husband. So shout outs to our African American aunties and the older white women paving the way. Thank you for letting us know that all we need to do is to have a foreign passport or to work hard, make enough money, and we will be able to get a young, vivacious African young man to marry. Dear ladies, the memo and the blueprint is out. Focus on yourself, make money. And to all the men who sit on TikTok and disrespect us, we are coming for your sons. By the time we are in our 60s, your sons will be ripe in their mid-20s and their late 20s, and we will come and marry them. My name is Dr. Zita. I am a sociologist. Cheers to a wonderful future where we are coming to marry your sons. If you're not following, guess what? Hit the follow button. Cheers.
I'm not doing it. You can't make me, and that's it. You can't make me.
You and I know us together.
I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are.
The husband and wife, 50-50.
Do you get
Nobody
me?
understands
You get me?
you and I.
hand down from my face.
It started when Aunt Lydia came over to discuss the wedding ceremony. During the conversation, she made it clear that Angela needed to be an obedient wife. Angela immediately pushed back. In America, she said, men and women are equal. Michael sat there without saying a word. It was clear he was on Aunt Lydia's side. So Angela left and went straight to Michael's mother, the one person she actually respected. She needed to know where his mother stood. If she also expected Angela to submit, Angela was ready to fly back to the US right then. When she met with Michael's mother, Angela explained what had happened. To her surprise, his mother didn't push obedience at all. She simply offered her prayers for them and wished them happiness. The wedding went ahead as planned. There was laughter, celebration, and even Aunt Lydia gave them her best wishes. But soon after, disaster struck the newlyweds. Angela's doctor called. In blunt terms, she explained that Angela's age made pregnancy effectively impossible. The news hit the couple like a thunderbolt. Michael's face went dark. Angela was terrified. Could a marriage without children survive? Would Michael eventually leave her?
Mr. Christian Wonko.
Mr. Christian Noko.
Take this ring.
Take this ring.
As a sign of my love and fidelity.
Sign of my love and fidelity.
Take it also.
Take it also.
As an invitation.
As an invitation.
To share the rest of my life with me.
To share the rest of my life with him.
You have declared your consent and exchanged your token gift before all here present by the authority vested on me as the Registrar of Marriage by the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I hereby ratify this bond of marriage you have contracted and now declare you husband and wife. So now, Mr. Christian, you have her. That thing you do in secret, do some so that we can
Why is it that young men in Africa are getting married to older women in the Western world? Let's talk about it. This is a new form of slavery that is happening in our government, and people are just keeping a deaf ear on it. Remember back in the days when the colonizers came to Africa to colonize Africa, right? They didn't send their women. They sent their men. This time around, it's their women that are going to Africa to colonize our teenagers and our young men. I'm going to show you some pictures and their ages, okay? So let me know what you think in the comment section after seeing these pictures, okay? First on that list is a 22-year-old getting married to a 77-year-old woman. That is not even too old, right? Now, some of you might say, oh, this is a grown man, he can make his own decision and choices. No, it's not. This doesn't even sound right at all. Second on that list, we have a 25-year-old from Cote d'Ivoire getting married to a 70-year-old woman from France. Third on that list, we have a Nigerian 26-year-old getting married to an 88-year-old woman from America. We also have a 21-year-old getting married to an 83-year-old woman. This guy is from Nigeria too. Look at another one, a 28-year-old man getting married to a 77-year-old white woman. Another 26-year-old getting married to another 88-year-old white woman. 27-year-old man getting married to an 89-year-old Chinese woman. Look at another one, 25-year-old young man getting married to an 84-year-old white woman. And this one is the Ogapatakata of them all. 28-year-old getting married to a 92-year-old grandmom. That's a woman. Let me not say grandmom. That woman is the age of my grandpa. Now, some of you might ask, why is this happening in Africa? And there is something significant about all the pictures I posted. Why is it that it's only old white women are going back to Africa to get married to our young men? They're not getting married to people their age, but they're getting married to young men. Why is the African community keeping the deaf ear on this? This is how slavery started, okay? They came, they conquered us, they pinned their flag, they lied to us that, oh, you're gonna go over there and get a good job. They put chains on us. And people were just like, okay, let them put chain on them and take them. They're gonna work in the plantation and they're gonna make money, they're gonna come back. A bullshit. And look at where we are today. Black people everywhere around the world, right? And now they are sending their older white women to go over there and get married to our younger men, bringing them over to the Western world. and our government is signing the papers, our local government signing all those marriage documents, and they are letting their young men go to a foreign land that they don't even know, to go live a life that they don't even know. Have you all watched the Get Out movie? A kidney is worth a lot of money. What is the main, what's the main reason why these men are getting married to these older women? Is it because of unemployment or job opportunity that the government is not providing? We have to tackle all this. We should not just let our young men be traveling out of our countries without their full knowledge of what they are going to do in a foreign land with an older white woman, right? We should be investigating stuff like this. We should not just be putting a deaf ear on stuff that is happening to our younger men. On the other hand, maybe I don't know what's going on, right? So we all are here to learn. Let me know in the comment section what are your thoughts about this, or if you have an idea why this is happening and we are keeping a deaf ear, let me know in the comment section.
Hi family, I just want to give a piece of advice to the women in LDR and to the women intending to love across borders. If you know you already have children and you can no longer have any, and the guy you're talking to does not have kids, and you don't want him to have kids outside your marriage, or you don't want to share your man with any other woman, please do not date that man. Please do not marry him, because African men love kids and we want kids, especially if the man is the only child of his family or the first son of his family. We usually want kids. So if you know you don't want your husband to have a child outside your marriage, or you think you cannot stand him having kids with another woman, or even if he's a child with another woman, please do not marry that man. Do not enter into that marriage to avoid heartbreak. And sometimes it's good to consider this man. If you as a woman already have your own kids and he does not have none, if you truly love him and you want his family lineage to continue, it's good to consider him. A lot of men are willing to be your husband for better and for worse if you only let them have a child, either by surrogate or any other means. The reason is for them to continue their family lineage, especially if they are the first son or the only son of their family. I hope a lot of women knows this before they go into that marriage, and to avoid being heartbroken in the future. So the man will not leave because you couldn't let him have a child. So it's best to talk about this at the early stage of your relationship, if you are going to let him have a surrogate, or if you are going to be in the relationship or not. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.
A lot of African mothers prefer their sons to get married to older white women of 80 years, 120 years, 50 years, 60 years. But they don't want those same guys to get married to women in Nigeria of like 35 years, 40 years to their sons. Yes. So this thing has been going on TikTok a lot of times. So what can you really say about it?
You see, this is what I've been saying.
Yeah.
Prince White.
Yeah.
Let's just face the reality. It still goes back to what?
Money.
M-O-N-E-Y. Cash money.
Yeah. So money is the thing.
Money is the thing. Look, a family, you understand?
Yeah.
From the village. A older woman from USA.
Yeah.
They are about the same age.
The same age.
Let's say 60.
60, yes.
A woman in the USA is entitled to a lot of benefits
from
the government.
A
Paycheck,
lot of
dividends
that comes with
yes. Tell me she sends $5,000 to a man in Nigeria.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of money. That's about 8 million.
The mother will fully support of it.
Hey, because of the money. Because of the money. Because the regime is really
because see,
the poverty rate is really high.
The mother will consider a factor.
One,
that age, she will bank on it.
Yes.
Now we are talking of a boy of 20 years old or 18 years old fall in love with a woman of 60 years old. Definitely, they cannot spend 40 years together.
That is true.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So it falls on that money.
Because I was thinking about something, because a lot of African guys actually need children, you know.
Yes.
So if they are getting married to these older women, definitely they don't want children. And I know in African society every man needs a child. You understand? So I really feel like it's all about the money. But sometimes let's think about the other side. Do you really think it's all sometimes everybody's going about the money, Mr. T?
No. It's not all about the money.
Not everybody is going for the money.
Not everybody is going for money.
Okay.
Some are going for genuine love. Okay?
Genuine love.
Yes.
A 18 years old guy dating someone who is 60 years.
Look, age is just a number.
It's just a number.
It's just a number.
Okay.
Okay. Look, love can happen to anybody. That's just it, okay?
You know, people are judging me for, excuse me, okay. 1 minute. People are judging me that, okay, I'm younger and I'm dating somebody. You know, I've been in a long distance relationship for a couple of years, and somebody is judging, oh, you are younger, you're dating somebody who is older than you for over 40 years. You understand? Sometimes I feel guilt, sometimes I'm like, oh, is it real? But I feel different because the kind of peace I get from this older woman, you know, the kind of love I get from her, the understanding is quite different when I was dating younger women in Nigeria. So I feel like it's okay to say not everybody's going for the money but love, because love happens.
Of course.
Yes.
This comment was written by a man, okay? And a few women have come inbox to ask me, Clara, do Nigerian men, they were specific, do Nigerian men marry or date older women? That's why I highlighted this comment here. So here is your answer for everyone, because many women have asked me, and so I'm putting it out here. Nigerian men, I do not speak for other African men. I speak for Nigerian men. I lived with them for 32 years. So better believe me. Nigerian men do not, those two words, do not, imagine it in your head in capital letters. Do not date or marry older women. I will say that again. Nigerian men, I don't know about other African men. I do not speak for them in this video. Nigerian men do not date or marry older women. Let me tell you, in Nigeria, if you're 30 years old, you're already stigmatized, you're old, these men will talk down on you. That's why Nigerian women are so scared to be 30. Because we are stigmatized, we are called out sort of name, we are called leftovers, or any derogatory name you can think of. These men call us that. They don't want to be with us. They do not. Some people, even some men that want to, by the time they take the woman home to their mom, it is their mother. That's why, you see, I'm always one of the people who will tell you that we women are evil too. I am not going to be pretending like we women are saints. We are evil. His mother is going to be the one to say, you cannot marry a woman that is older than you. Yes. Nigerian mothers. And for those who will marry, you know, there's always an exception. Now, let me tell you about this exception. When he marries an older woman, best believe me, that older woman has money, has riches, has something. There is a catch. When he does, in Nigeria, I'm saying that this in Nigeria, when you find that one who marries an older woman, in that marriage, that woman will be miserable because this man will cheat. He will cheat to a point this woman will almost commit suicide. And he will tell that woman boldly, I want younger women. I can't be sleeping with you. You're old cargo, you're older. This woman will almost commit suicide. He will go chasing after younger girls and he will not hide it. So for you to know that it was the money that made him marry the older woman, and that marriage is going to be the most miserable you will ever experience in your life in Nigeria. But these men now come to the West. They now start chasing after older women because of money, because of citizenship, because of anything you want to call it. These men will eventually leave you and go and be with younger women. I do not speak for other African men. I do not know those ones. But Nigerian men do not. If you're an older woman and you're with a Nigerian man that is 10 years younger than you, my sister, your heart break. He's doing press up in the gym. A man wrote this. Before you say Femi Clara is, because I don't want one Nigerian man that is looking for a prey up and down will come here and deny it. This is written by a man. Nigerian men do not. They do not. I say that with 100% confidence. They do not marry older women. When they come be with you, they're there because of money, citizenship, and once they get what they want to get, they are off to be with younger women. That is it.
So the biggest issue here is the age difference. When you look at most of these older women and the young African or black men, the age difference is so big. Some of them are older than them by 43 years, some of them 22 years, 30 years, 40 years. I don't know how many years. That age gap is so big, especially for a man, and more so an African man. Like we have had some of those creators sharing. It's not a normal thing for an African man, or it's not a normalized thing. It looks like an abomination for a young man in Africa to marry an old woman. So that is what is sparking all these criticisms and people coming out to share the motives of such relationships and what will happen to such relationships. But what is the main cause of this? Why have some young African men resorted to these kinds of relationships? Is it poverty, a high rate of unemployment, or is it just money? Of course, there are those few cases where you find a young African man dating or having some relationship with an older woman. But in most cases, it's always not really serious. It's like they go for sugar mummies just because these sugar mummies have money so that they can get some money or help from these older women and build themselves. Just, it's all about money. And like some of those creators have said, in Africa, African men look at an older woman like it's embarrassing to date them. Like, how do people see you with an older woman? In this whole relationship, it all comes back to money, opportunities outside Africa. That's why you find that when they date these old women, they either hide it from their parents, or if they can explain why they are dating these old women to their parents and give them, of course, those reasons of money, opportunities when they go abroad to change their life back at home, some parents will buy the idea and they will be part of the relationship, or they will encourage their boys to go ahead and marry these old women. However, later on, these very parents will encourage their boys or their sons to go back in Africa and marry a young African girl whose cultures are the same, whose lifestyles are the same, and the one they feel like is a presentable woman to their son or to their boy. That's why you find some African men who travel abroad and meet older women abroad and say marry them for whatever reasons, maybe a green card or documents or papers, whatever it may be. Some of them do not take these women to their parents back in Africa because they know that back in Africa they will have a woman, or some of them already have women, they are married. So these criticisms are there, but I think these older women who plan to marry or date young African men should take these criticisms in a positive way so that they can learn something. Just in case anything happens in their relationship, they already know. Just in case their young men cheat on them, they are aware that it was bound to happen because these boys want kids. Maybe some of these old women are in their 50s, 60s. They have their older children. They have experienced life. They had their productive period. They have children who are adults and they can no longer bear children for these young African men. So when the man cheats, they know that maybe he wants a child or he wants children. And really, when you look at some of these women, they are really old. They are grandmothers to these boys. And then also the white women, of course, benefit from these African men or young black men, because just imagine you are old, you've been single for a long time, you've not been sexually active, and then you get this energetic young black or African man. He rejuvenates your energy. Yeah, so sometimes these young black men are also used by these old white women. That's why we hear some of these white women or old women crying on social media, saying that they were scammed, they were I don't know what, the romance wasn't real, it was a romance scam, it was fake love from these African men. So some of these young African men are really showing that they are not into these old women. But because of their reasons that I said, it's all about money. That's why some of these men just say, let me go to the dating site, let me look for some old woman who is financially stable. And yeah, some of them even they fear to stand in camera with their old women. You can see that some of them are not really comfortable, but they are doing it just because of certain circumstances. So with that and many other reasons that those people have shared and those that were not shared, just understand that this is not something that is normal back in Africa. So that is my thought and that is my take about this whole age gap relationship between young African men and old white women or foreign women. Share your thoughts in the comments, what you think about this. Thank you so much for watching and let's catch up in the next one.